After we finish high school, we choose our college, and after graduation, we start our career. Looking for a job, working hard, hoping for promotions. So in the end, we never really stop, and we rarely take time to understand where exactly we're going. And fast forward a few years later, we're considering to take some time to restart. Due to indecisions about their career, research of purpose, or growing dissatisfactions about today's work environment, more and more employees are considering taking a sabbatical period or a gap year. And it's often celebrated as a time of great renewal and personal growth, and that's true. But there are also some risks that shouldn't be ignored. So in this video of Creative Notes and we're going to have a conversation about the best cases and my own experience after exactly 1 year. And we'll explore what made this time really productive and what not. A sabbatical or a gap year is a long break, maybe a few months or maybe a year, to rest, study, travel, learn new skills or focus on a personal project. It started in the academic world where professors would take 1 year off every 7 to research or write. Today it's becoming common for creatives, entrepreneurs and tech people who need to recharge, reflect and return with new energy and ideas or simply to recalibrate their direction. In Italy, a study by NAP found out that 73% of young people have no idea of what job they'll do in the future. So maybe taking time off before starting something that will make us unhappy isn't about escaping, but it's about figuring out who you want to become. For example, many artists have always done it. Taylor Swift paused before reputation. Hayao Miyazaki took breaks to renew his art. In business, Arianna Huffington stepped away after burnout and Jack Dorsey after a major company shift. And the writer Elizabeth Gilbert in Eat, Pray, Love described her sabbatical year through Italy, India and Indonesia, and that was a period that changed everything. People take sabbaticals to travel, volunteer, learn or reinvent their career, and as HR expert Jonathan Furr said, a sabbatical lets you understand yourself more deeply and return with authentic motivation. So it's not about escaping life, but it's about rediscovering it. But it's not all easy because there's the fear of being left behind. There's also some kind of loneliness because we live in a world that it's all based on work. So you have to discover a new kind of routine and maybe also new friends. There's also the pressure to explain to others your choice, why are you doing it. But if it's something that you want to do, it's better that you do it. Now let's talk about money because in other countries there are some kind of advantages for people who want to take this period off. For example, in UK, the 29% of corporates offer this option. Of course, it is unpaid. In Italy, it's not so typical. So this may mean you may leave your job, and if you do it, you need a plan because bills, food, travel, unexpected costs. You have to calculate everything, even what you cannot calculate, and especially if you're considering that famous world trip, you really have to be cautious with your costs. You don't have to be rich to take a break, but you have to be really intentional and cautious. And before taking this choice, you should ask yourself, can I really afford it? Because you have to save money in advance and reduce your expenses. Then you can also think about creative ways to earn during this period. For example, you can freelance, or you can teach, or you can choose a remote job. When you choose design your gap year is really the best thing to do because you feel energizing, having this time to build those things you've always wanted to do or to explore or what you've always wanted to Remember learn. That a sabbatical becomes powerful when it has a structure, but it doesn't have to have rules, just a direction. For me, that meant learning music production. For you, it could be writing, painting, exploring, coding, maybe attending an MBA. I don't know. You should approach your sabbatical period with a clear project in mind because it keeps you focused and inspired. And you know that you are not wasting this time, but you're using it to create something better. Of course, you should use tools such as journaling to track thoughts, Notion boards to plan, retreats, books, mentors to keep learning. A cool book that a friend suggests me is Design Your Life. That is a very important American bestseller, and she used it to change her career, and I found it very useful too. So also remember that not every day has to be productive. You should always save some time to explore. So this time is your creative lab, not a to-do list, but be focused and don't waste it. Looking back, in this period I learned music production, studied French, also visited Paris, Lyon and Strasbourg and other places, published my poems book and launched this YouTube channel, of course. Some goals like my album are still growing, but that's okay. But the biggest challenge came later, so it's actually now. Being honest, you have to think that re-entering the world of work can be hard. In Italy, for example, we have the culture that someone who decides to stop to learn a new skill or to recharge the battery to be more productive or happy at work is a loser that cannot follow the money rules. Instead, in other countries, it's seen like something smart because you took this time to build, and it's nice to hear when people sound enthusiastic about your choice. So recruiters may ask you, of course, why the gap? So if you're considering to take a gap year, think also about this, because you will need big motivation and big updates on your CV to explain well why you took this time. So if you've been dreaming about a sabbatical or gap year, now you know pros and cons. This wasn't a lecture, because in this channel all I do is just to share some experience or some things, maybe mostly creative, that I find really interesting. You know, a gap year can be a time of great achievements, fun and energy, but it's up to you to find the right way to make it work. So if this video inspires you, you should consider to subscribe to the channel, and good luck for your sabbatical period. Bye.